everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kassandra, and I'm going to take you through this Scorpio yoga practice. So Scorpio is the latest addition to this zodiac yoga series that I've been doing here. And this is really going to be a practice to help us connect to the watery depths of our psyche and of our intuition. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, and it's associated with the archetype of the king or queen of death. Scorpio really has those themes of death, rebirth, and transformation. It's very much associated with mysticism and magic, this deep connection to intuition. I like to think about it as being very much connected to the third eye, and it's also quite connected to intimacy as well as sexuality. So I'm going to lead you through a yin yoga practice where we can facilitate this deep feeling and this diving into ourselves. Another part and aspect of Scorpio is that it's really associated with shadow work. So with turning towards those parts of ourselves that maybe we aren't super conscious of, or that maybe we repress and suppress. So part of Scorpio is this intuition and this deep feeling. It's also a connection to the sacral chakra through intimacy and through our sacred sexuality. So this is a yin yoga practice where we will be doing yin yoga poses that help to activate and touch on both the third eye ajna chakra as well as the sacral svadhistana chakra. So whether you have Scorpio in your chart or not, this is really just a practice to help us embrace shadow work, to help us connect with our own intuition, and to get us in this spirit of feeling deeply and connecting with our own sense of intimacy. Because it is a yin yoga practice, I do recommend that you have some blocks close by. That can be really nice. If you have a bolster at home, you can use that instead, or even just grab some thick blankets or some cushions or just a couple of bed pillows, something that you can stack to get yourself comfortable, because we're going to be in each pose for about 3 minutes or so. And each of these zodiac practices, I use 3 different affirmations per zodiac. So the ones for Scorpio that we'll be using throughout this practice is, I feel deeply, I trust my intuition, and I embrace all parts of myself. So I feel deeply, I trust my intuition, and I embrace all parts of myself. With that being said, let's begin in Child's Pose Balasana, a great pose that helps to combine sacral as well as third eye chakra. So sacral chakra is all about the hips and through the pelvis, so you can bring your big toes together, knees as wide as is comfortable to you. And then we really want to apply pressure towards the third eye, either by putting the block underneath your forehead if the floor feels a little bit too far away, or just walking your hands out in front of you and melting your chest down, connecting third eye. And I don't like to talk too much when I teach yin yoga. I want to invite you to create that silence internally for yourself. So take the time you need to get comfortable in the pose, and use this practice for your own deep self-exploration, for your own shadow work, for your own intimacy. Into me I see. I feel deeply, I trust my intuition, I embrace all parts of myself. Slow, steady breaths as we rest here. And you can start walking your hands in. We're going to lift ourselves out of this pose. We'll be transitioning into half butterfly, so a seated forward fold. And again, we'll try to pair this connection of the sacral chakra with the third eye chakra. Right leg will extend out in front of you for half butterfly. And you can keep your left foot to the inside of that right thigh. So sacral chakra being the chakra associated with deep feeling, with sensuality, sexuality, your emotions, and third eye chakra being associated with intuition, imagination, insight, even mysticism as well. So again, I'm going to try to keep always some pressure around this third eye area, and I'm going to do this by using my props. And you can play around just to find the height that is suitable to you. Getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings, along the spine, and letting yourself melt down into the pose in a way that is easy to hold, so you don't feel like you have to fight against the stretch and fight against the pose. We're trying to relax and let gravity get us deeper into it, with minimal effort required on our end. So relax your shoulders, relax your arms, and breathe in and out through your nose. And Yin is a really great practice for shadow work. So as thoughts, emotions, and feelings come up, as you repeat the affirmations, you can really ask yourself, is this true for me? You know, all these thoughts going through your head, rather than just taking them at face value and accepting it to be true, you can really question them and try to dig a little bit deeper, go below the surface into that depth. I feel deeply. I trust my intuition. I embrace all parts of myself. Use arm strength to lift yourself up. Go slowly here. Be really mindful of your lower back especially. And before we do this pose on the second side, I'll give you an option either of doing shoelace pose, which is when we cross our right thigh over the left, trying to stack our right knee over the left one, and we're going to fold from here. If this is too much for your hips, you can instead just bring your right shin in front of your left one, so just staggered slightly, and then you're going to fold from here. Both poses are wonderful ways of activating and working on the outer hips and into the glutes. So don't feel like you have to, do exactly what I'm doing. Always take care of your body first. Take your time to settle into it. And you could choose to just stay upright, breathing and really trying to focus on this area of the third eye, or you can come into a forward fold using one or both blocks to apply a little bit of pressure here. And this archetype of the king or queen of death is really what asks you what needs to be transformed in your life. What do you need to destroy in order to make room for something new? What needs to be reborn? And what can you let go of? Breathe deeply to support the muscles along your spine as you lift on up. And we'll be switching sides, starting with half butterfly, but it might feel good just to stretch your legs out in front of you or to drop your knees from side to side in a little windshield wiper motion. Just notice what your body needs here. And when you're ready, half butterfly on the left side, so your left leg stays extended. Bring your right foot towards that inner thigh. And keeping both sit bones anchored, we're gonna fold forward. I'm allowing my spine to round, not forcing myself into a deeper forward fold than I'm ready to be in. As much as possible, we want to be still in the pose once we settle into it so that we're not fidgeting, and even not internally fidgeting with some chatter or getting too caught up in the story you're telling yourself. Try to keep the focus and the awareness on the flow of your breath. How do you best connect to the themes of Scorpio? Whether it's through mysticism, magic, your sexuality, your intuition, your ability to destroy and rebuild, or to turn towards the shadow, to turn towards what is difficult or unknown or scary. We can explore that here with our practice. Rise on up, nice and slow. Into our shoelace pose on the second side, or simply bending both knees and stacking your left shin slightly in front of the right one. Otherwise, for shoelace, this time your left knee is trying to align over your right. Both sit bones grounded and anchored. And maybe folding forward from here. I feel deeply. I trust my intuition. I embrace all parts of myself. push your hands into the floor. Start to walk your hands back, lifting your chest up. And just like before, it might feel good just to straighten your legs out in front of you. Just whatever little movements and adjustments feel good to you here. Trusting your intuition and how your body feels. Before we come into Shavasana, we'll take one last pose. We'll come into reclined butterfly. So you can lower yourself down on the mat. And you can do this with or without blocks, soles of the feet together, knees apart. Having a block under each knee can make the pose more supportive. Or you can just let gravity pull the knees and the thighs down. And something that can be nice here is to just bring some awareness, maybe just placing your palms towards the area of the third eye. And you can close your eyes, keeping your focus in. What are the elements of Scorpio that you would like to cultivate or call in? Feel your breath travel all the way down to your lower belly. Trying to relax your inner thighs a little more with every breath. Maybe even imagining this connection between the third eye and the sacral chakra. Holding here for a few minutes. When you're ready, we'll ease into our final resting pose, Shavasana or corpse pose, this physical representation of the cycle of death and rebirth. Shrug your shoulders away from your ears, close your eyes if they weren't already. And soften fully. You might do a bit of a mental scan from the crown of your head, working your way down to your fingers and toes. inviting the muscles to relax. Really giving yourself permission to let go. Just a few minutes here of silence and stillness. Begin by deepening your breath so that you take fuller inhales and really let the air out as you exhale. Moving a little bit as these deeper breaths bring a little bit more energy back into your body. This rebirth after the death. Reaching your arms up overhead, stretching out. And we'll roll to one side so we can come up to take a seat. And sit up tall in any way that is comfortable. You can bring your hands together at your heart, Anjali Mudra, making this connection. And one last time, internally repeating these Scorpio affirmations. I feel deeply. I trust my intuition. I embrace all parts of myself. Let's chant Om together one time. Inhale to chant. Breathe in. Thank you so much, everyone, for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this Scorpio themed yin yoga practice. Leave me a comment before you go. Let me know how this went for you. Please do subscribe, and I'll post a link to all the other zodiac yoga classes that I have here on my channel. Thank you again. Have a wonderful day.